Hey guys, this is Patriot Picker, and I got a question here recently and thought I'd do a quick video for you. So this is going out to anyone who's thinking about getting onto eBay for the first time, and you're wanting to know how to get some traction once you get on there. When you're a new reseller, there's some tips that you need to know. We're going to provide them to you in this video, so stay tuned. All right, so my name is Chris, and I've been reselling on eBay for about a year and a month, and I am in no way a professional, but I had a question recently. I thought I would give it my best shot on trying to help somebody who's maybe thinking about jumping into reselling on eBay for the first time. Now, the question came from actually someone who'd already signed up on an account, and they were just getting started. They wanted to know, how do you get traction once you're on there? And I'm going to give you what I did to make that happen and continue to do to this day. Nothing really has changed in this list that I'm going to provide you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the list in a document for you in the description so that you can click on that and then have the notes, if you will, or if you just want to watch the video and jot things down as we go along, that's fine too. But I know when you're watching a video, sometimes it's coming at you so fast, you are struggling to keep up with all the content, and then you want to go back and watch the video again. Well, I'm going to try to make it a little easier for you and provide that to you in the link in the description so you can have your notes. And probably will add a few more things to that in detail. Now, I'm not going to make this video very long, because who wants to sit and watch a 30-minute video on how to be a great reseller starting off? So we're going to go ahead and jump into number one, and that is to research your items that are trending. It's very important for you. When you start off, you're basically probably going to sell a few items from your home just to kind of see what will happen and wade out into the water a little bit. But eventually what you're going to do is you're going to start finding that you fall into certain trends that work best for you. But the best way to do that, eBay's got it set up to where you can kind of go in there on the home page and you can kind of look around and see what people are actually looking at. It's important for you to realize that, you know, is everybody's focus right now on electronics. We're in the fourth quarter right now. We're getting ready to go into Christmas season when everybody's buying Christmas presents. And so at this time of year, it could be a wide variety of just about anything. Clothing for kids. It's probably not going to be very many vintage items. And so if you're thinking that you're going to list something that's vintage just because it's real old, somebody's going to give you a lot of money for it, I would stay away from focusing on stuff like that during the fourth quarter. Not saying that you can't list it, but don't have a whole lot of expectations there. What people tend to do in the fourth quarter is they buy things that can be used right away. For kids, it's going to be toys and items such as books, things that people can just pick up and actually use or put on or whatever. And again, this is all my opinion. It's not the gospel truth. It's just what I think. And so if you're starting right now in the fourth quarter, I would try to focus most of my efforts on finding out what's trending, what's popular. Number two is going to be learn to comp well. We use the word comp a lot around the reselling community as just comparing prices. You want to make sure that you are using the app. If you don't have the app downloaded to your phone, that's the very first thing you want to do if you haven't done that. And you need to learn how to go in and search for items and then do comp comparison on what people are selling them for, what the lowest price is, what's the highest price going, and then try to meet in the middle there, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So you learn how to compare pricing with using the eBay app. Three, you may want to consider, this is a long shot, not everyone is made for YouTube, and not everybody's going to like YouTube, but you may want to consider some videoing of yourself and what you sell and how you're finding it, and just giving some backdrop on your experience in your life as you get into this. It's like a story. It really is. Every one of us who started, we all have a story of how we got started and who our mentors are and who's helped us along, just like I'm helping you right now maybe. So make sure that you consider any kind of video platform such as YouTube that you might want to, just get yourself known. As soon as you start building up subscribers, you start telling them what you do, they may go over to your channel, to your store. I said channel, that's for YouTube. They may go over to your store and they may find that, they want to buy something. And so you might end up getting viewers who actually are your customers. And so that's an option too. But I would highly recommend that if you decide to do YouTube, that you don't put an expectation on it that just because you do it, it's going to blow your socks off when it comes to, business in your store. YouTube takes a lot of time and effort out of your day to edit and to do such things as videoing, away from the one thing that's making you your money. And so I just want to give you that word of caution before you decide what to do there. Number 4, you do all you can to build up your positive feedback. As soon as you sell that first item, that second item, that third item, do what you can. Sometimes you might need to actually follow up with folks in the email that's set up for you and the buyer through eBay. You can email back and forth. And, give it a couple of days after it shows that it has arrived. If you're not seeing any feedback in a few days, then go ahead and reach back out to them again and say, hey, I saw the item arrive. Did it arrive safely? Did it arrive packaged well? Are you satisfied with what you have? And if so, would you do me a favor? Leave me a little note in the positive feedback as to your experience. It would really help me as I continue to sell on eBay. And there's nothing wrong with asking for that, okay? So do all you can to build up that feedback. It's going to come in handy as you continue to progress. Number 5, you want to be very, very meticulous. Now, this is important. Be very, very meticulous in your approach to excellent customer service. Now, everybody knows, I don't have to say this, and it's going to sound like a Debbie Downer, but everybody knows when we go out in public today, one of the biggest issues that's lacking is customer service when we're doing business out in our own communities. So you got to make up for that. You got to be that gal and that guy who really puts a lot of effort into how you go about packing your items up, okay? Now, it's very important that you use the proper shipping supplies and you wrap things well. You pay attention to ceramics and glass and items that can be broken. Just because that box is sealed up really nice does not mean that thing's not going to get thrown around. You might as well go ahead and just expect that it's going to get thrown around in the USPS or however you ship. And you need to pack it well, because there's nothing worse. Let me tell you, from somebody who's experienced it, there's nothing worse than getting an email back that says, hey, the item arrived and I really like it, but it's cracked or it's broken in the shipping process. And, you got to go through the whole refund process then. And, that's part of customer service as well, though, is letting people know that you're going to treat them right. I run what I call a 100% satisfaction guarantee across the board. Now, I've had some returns and nobody likes them. I've even had some scamming going on. Not a whole lot, but some, and we all are going to experience that. If you're going to do this job, you're going to experience some scamming. But overall, people are good. People are wanting the products that you sell, and so you just want to make sure that you do an excellent, excellent job. Don't cut corners thinking that, I've put enough bubble wrap on it. If you're in doubt, then do not do it. That's what I've always kind of a mental principle that I've lived by. If in doubt, don't. So if you're in doubt that it's not packaged well, go ahead and give it another layer or so. Now, it's going to obviously bump up your shipping costs, but what's more important? Bumping up your shipping costs and getting there safely, or finding out that you have a return on your hands because it was broken in shipment, okay? All right. So we're on number 6 now. That brings us to number 6. Number 6, keep your prices competitive. I hinted around about this a little earlier. When it comes to price competition, it really comes down to just a real simple formula. You've got somebody out there who always is going to price their items really high, and then you've got somebody who's going to price way low, and then you've got those who try to hit the middle. And I think I would encourage you to try to hit the middle, especially as a new reseller. You're going to want to build up your store. You're going to want to build up your feedback. You're going to want to build at the beginning, and you're in the building stages. And in the building stages, you want to make sure that you price your items so that people will buy them. I could get in and talk about the shipping costs and all that go into trying to, whether or not you should offer free shipping. We're going to talk about shipping and free shipping in just a second, so we'll hold that one off for now. But basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to list an item and sell an item in the mid-range of what you think it might be worth. Say, for example, you put an item on there and you know for certain that it's probably $24.99 is a good price on it. But when you get on there and you comp, you realize that somebody's selling it for $39.99, okay? Then you got somebody selling it for $49.99, but they're offering free shipping. Well, what they've done is they've injected the cost of the shipping into the cost of the item. And so if you're not going to do free shipping, and I highly recommend that you do not do free shipping, we'll talk about more of that again in a second. But what you want to do is you want to come down into the middle range somewhere. You'll find somebody who's selling one that's pre-owned and it's only $19.99, okay? But they're doing shipping on top of that. So you've just got to work your numbers and realize, I want to get in the middle, okay? Stay in the middle and you're safe. All right, that brings us to number 8. Okay, number 8 to me is critical. All these are critical, but this one to me personally is critical. And the reason for that is because I was in the military and I'm also a combat veteran. What's the one thing you learn the most while you're in the military? It's called effective communication. Guys, communication will get you killed if you do not do it well. And in a business world, it will sink your ship faster than anything if you do not communicate well. Now, where's that communication platform again? It's in the email associated with you and the buyer through eBay. And you want to make sure that whenever somebody sends you a question about something, respond to it as fast as you possibly can, okay? And I understand that sometimes we're out and about and the items are back at home and we can't go back and inspect things and measure things and get accurate answers, but as soon as possible. But what you don't want to do is when they ask you a question and you're out and about, don't give them some lame excuse. And I'm not saying you would do this, but there's people I know that probably would, unfortunately. They'll just say, I'm not home right now, and just leave it like that, okay? Whenever somebody reads an email like that, they read into, you can't help but do it. You read into words, you read into text. We do it all the time. We assume what someone says, and then all of a sudden, before we know it, we've turned them in that they're mad at us or something, okay? So don't be that guy or gal who just gives these little short answers, I'll be home in 5 or something like that. Always talk very, very professional. Always speak in a way that makes that buyer want to communicate with you again or trust you, because this is really a game of trust as well. Can you be depended on by that buyer, okay? So, for example, you might want to say, if you're out and about, you might want to say, hey, I'm out running errands right now. Thank you so much for a great question, though, and I look forward to answering it as soon as I get home. I'll provide you the answer. Thank you so much again, and have a good day, or something like that. You just kind of want to go that extra mile and show that you are, there's some bugs flying around, excuse me. You want to just show that you're willing to treat them the way that you'd want to be treated, basically. And communication is key on getting a buyer to come back to you once you've talked with them through the email platform. So that's going to be that. Communicate well with your buyers, guys. All right, that brings us to number 9, all right? Number 9 is consider free shipping from time to time on smaller items. Now, everybody knows the more something weighs, the more cost is involved in shipping it, and whether or not your shipping cost ends up eating up your profit. You want to try to get your shipping costs down as low as you can because you're trying to keep that profit margin high. So what you want to do is you want to take items that are under 16 ounces, and I would specifically focus around the 4, 5, 6 ounce range, and you might want to just every now and then offer free shipping on those items. There's not a lot of cost involved in the shipping when you do that. A lot of times I can stick items that weigh that much, that less as we're talking, in some of these, little small bubble mailers, okay? You also want to make sure that you obviously have your shipping supplies that you need. And if you don't know what those are, maybe we'll do another video in the future to talk about what shipping supplies you should be using. But you want to take and get some of them smaller items into some bubble mailers or whatever, and then you want to offer free shipping on that, okay? What that does is every now and then your buyers, they want to see that you're willing to give them a better deal. But here's the catch. There's always a catch. What you're going to do, though, is say the normal profit that you want from that item is just say $5. Well, if you want the $5 profit, but you don't want to eat the shipping as well, then go ahead and make the item listed price as $8 or $9 or $9.99 or something like that. And what you've done is you've taken that shipping cost and put it into the listing price, and then therefore you can still make your money, and the buyer is willing to pay a little extra to get the free shipping on top of it, okay? Because everybody loves free shipping, guys. I don't care what it weighs, they love free shipping. I had a guy just this morning on an item that weighs 14 pounds. He wanted to know if I would ship it overnight and could it be guaranteed to get there tomorrow. Well, the only way that's happening is for me to go to FedEx. And by the way, this is very important. This is another important part. Write this down if you're listening. We as buyers, we never guarantee anyone anything. Did you catch that? When it comes to shipping, if they send you an email and say, can you do this? Never say, yes, I can. Say, I can give you overnight shipping if that's what you want, or I can ship it FedEx. I have the option to do that through eBay. I can ship it, priority mail. I can whatever. But don't ever promise them that it will get there in the time frame they're expecting, because once it's out of your control, it's in the shipping lane, you can do nothing about it at that time. So keep that in mind, okay? That brings us to our last point. I said I was going to try to keep this video short. Let's see if we can keep it under 20 minutes. On number 10, you want to offer next business day shipping. You want to put that in the description of the item when you're listing it. You say, what's so special about that? Well, what that tells the buyer is if they buy it today, it's guaranteed that you're going to ship it out tomorrow morning, okay? Now that you can do, unless it's an abnormal situation, such as the holiday seasons or days, or the weekend, Saturday, Sunday kind of runs into. Everybody knows you're not shipping anything on a weekend, okay? You can on Friday over into Saturday. If you get to the post office early enough on Saturday, sometimes your post offices are open on Saturday. Mine are. If you're on Sunday and somebody's buying it, they can get it on Monday shipped out. But what you want to do is list that in the description. You offer next business day shipping, okay? All right, that's it. Those are 10 things that I think would be very helpful tips to you, and I hope you got something out of them. And this is Patriot Picker. I'm signing out. We'll catch you guys when? That's right, again, on the flip side.